No, you were at that meeting as well, weren't you?
Which one?
One where we discussed kind of how Blockboy was feeling.
Yeah. I was, yeah.
So I'm pretty 99% sure. I'd even say 100% sure that nobody complained about him threatening to leave because he hadn't got money.
Well, see, this is the thing. No one complained about it, but somehow he got that.
So do you know who? Has he told you who's told him that?
No.
No, it was Harlow.
It was Harlow.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it was just communication.
Sorry, give us a second, please.
Oh yeah, you're good. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Do you have a moment after?
Yeah. I'll come in after once we have a chat. Cheers.
So I'm just a bit unsure because I'll be honest. I know I've been here a while now. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily as new to the business as Jay and Saint are, and I kind of got a feel for people. And unfortunately, I feel like Harlow might have felt she had been attacked with Blockboy saying, you know, he's not been paid, because obviously in theory that attacked her role as a CFO. And then, you know, with a bit of attitude, she said to Blockboy, I heard you complain about leaving, threatening to leave because you can't get paid, and this is why you can't get paid, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So instead of just saying, you know, we had a conversation, and, you know, we obviously, it's the government issues. I think it was the way that it's been said to him. So she has gone and told him what she was meant to. But I think the way she said it is definitely not the way it's gone down in that meeting. Because at no point did any, like, because actually, we were all kind of in agreement that he should be paid. You know what I mean? Like, he's quite within his right to be annoyed because he's not received his money. So, you know, nobody was, and that's what's strange to me, because nobody was against him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, look, I don't think I think honestly it's a miscommunication between what the first conversation Block had with Jay about the money and him wanting to go independent.
Yeah.
To then the managers meeting and the funds being brought up there. To then Harlow maybe look, Harlow gets asked a lot about where's my money from a lot of artists. So
yeah, but
maybe
but at the same time,
communication there.
At the same time, that's her job, Brayden. You know?
Yeah, of course.
You know, she has to act appropriately in that position, or
like I think it's a communication problem. With,
it's not a communication; it's just the way that you come across. I mean, I can ask somebody something nicely, or I can ask them exactly the same thing, but I can put a bit of attitude or tone into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Like, can you please leave the building? Will you get the fuck outside? You know what I mean? It's two different ways of saying exactly the same thing. One of them's going to make you say, okay, yeah, no problem. The other one's going to say, what did you say to me? You know what I mean? Like, that's...
If anything, I feel like the unfortunate thing is that both Harlow and Block are two very different people that read communication very differently and get received very differently.
Yeah, I mean, but
if Block could be joking, but he's quite serious, or vice versa. Yeah, you can't really tell.
What's the factor to him is that he's been told that he was threatening to leave over money. You know, and yeah.
Have we? Maybe we need to speak to Harlow and see, because if he's heard it that way from her.
Oh no, we'll definitely be speaking to Harlow. Absolutely, yeah. Because at the end of the day, Blockboy's saying, you know, and then. I don't understand. So we've got Fixer, who's been denied a position here, but and one thing I will ask of you, Raiden, if you're having conversations like that and he's asking you questions as management, you need to, you know, be one-on-one with him. You don't need to be doing it in front of other employees or people that don't even work here that would, you know, love to see, you know, stuff burned to the ground, you know, because. I understand it's always been very, like, inclusive, where everybody gets to listen and hear everything, but the reason, like, stuff like that is so that fire could spread very, very quickly through stuff. So, you know, Tim Panic came to me yesterday about an incident that happened with SK shutting him off when he was performing music. So he was already thinking, well, actually, you know, is that the end of my career here? And now he's hearing, you know, that somebody's being unfairly treated over, you know, money that they're owed. Like, it's just not a good, you know. And what I would say is, if somebody approaches you in that, I know he probably approached you with it, or you probably overheard it and joined in. But just in them situations, just say, so I'm happy to talk to you about it, but let's just go to a one-on-one setting where I can hear your side of the story better. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need, you know, a member of a security team, an intern, and somebody who doesn't even work here, like ad-libbing over your conversation.
Yeah, I understand.
No,
and I feel like that helps with it as well. Like,
no,
making sure
absolutely,
they get listened to and heard.
Because then the bullshit doesn't get spread though as well. You know what I'm saying? So all of that stuff I just spoke to Block about, like, he fully understands it now. But you know, it's just, you know, like, it takes one. So think about MDMR as like a lake, right? It's a big lake. All it takes is one drop of poison in that lake to poison, you know, the whole drinking source for everyone. So, you know, we need to, you know, get those those drops of poison in quarantine. You know, have a one-on-one chat.
That toxicity.
Exactly, and then we neutralize the you know, the acidity, and then they're reintroduced to the lake. You know what I mean? And when I say poison, I don't mean like poison is in a nasty way, but I just mean like little civil disagreements like that, you know, that can.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed in the past, like, we're under Fixer's rule, every little thing became a huge issue, because instead of it being a one-on-one problem like it was originally, all 15 members of MDMR would learn about it, and then you'd have 5 on one side, 10 on the other side, all battling over whose opinion is the, you know what I mean? And that was the problem. It was continuous battling, you know, where there was 2 sides to MDMR all the time. There was Fixer's people, and then there was the people that he wronged who supported them, you know?
Yeah, I understand. I feel that, yeah, that has definitely happened multiple times before, and it honestly, it's probably what's caused the divide, and we lost several people to ecstasy.
Yes.
and to Wu-Chang, you know.
No, exactly. I'll be honest. All of that stuff was caused by just not dealing with things in a bit more of a sheltered environment, if I'm honest.
No, that makes sense. No, I appreciate you letting me know about it as well, and you know, keeping us up to date and helping us out with this side.
Well, I'll be honest.
Like,
the only reason I found out is because I was on the phone to Jay, and he was like, "Oh, Block Boy's kicking off at MD." You know what I mean? Like, so in a perfect world, Jay wouldn't even know Block Boy's kicking off at MDMR. You know?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Like, sometimes they just come in. Everyone just comes in, vents their frustrations.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Maybe like you said, once they start doing that, it's like, hey, can we have a quick chat out, you know, outside or somewhere else or wherever, and then start talking there instead, like this. No, I appreciate it. Well, what's Block's plans now? Is he just sitting tight?
Oh yeah, he's not leaving. That was never, like, he's not leaving. What I think we need to do, right? And this, like I say, it's not gospel until I speak to Saint. So how many people are waiting to be paid? Is it just Block?
Look, you'd probably have to. That's a better conversation with Harlow. I would say from what I've seen through, and heard, is maybe like 3 or 4 people that have been asking Harlow about funds.
Okay, so you know what we need to do? In my opinion, we bite the bullet. We pay everybody what they should be paid for those pending songs through the money that's already there. So they're all paid, right? And then just put a halt on submissions at the moment, because at the end of the day, having people waiting on money is just going to make them feel some kind of way. At the end of the day, we can afford to take that little bit of a hit, and then when they get paid, when they actually do get paid for the songs, when they release the cash, that just goes straight into, they're not paid again. You know what I mean? That just goes straight into MDMR.
Yeah, it's reimbursed.
Because, you know, you give people things to complain about in the music industry in Los Santos, and they will just continuously complain. You know, I've noticed that it's a very like it sets me off. You know, people that complain for the sake of complaining really bug me. I'll be honest, but unfortunately, that's just, you know, what we have.
That's Los Santos.
So yeah,
I understand. I feel like it's a good way to go about things. I think maybe if everyone else in management gets on the same page, like we all have that, you know, get them all to do the same thing with the artists. Because I don't know if it's been brought up with everyone individually as well, but definitely something to consider. Like talk to Bella, talk to Harlow, and
Yeah,
Saint and
and
Jay,
and
see,
what
you
I
know.
will say, you've been put in the CMO position, Redden, because you're capable of it, and you're going to do a good job. Like that is a upper management position, right? You don't owe anybody in that building, you know, an explanation of anything, you know. And while they're in that building talking to you, they will talk to you, you know, by your rules and with respect. Like, so utilize the office, you know. Don't think that you have to have a conversation in the studio, because at the end of the day, you were put in this position because, you know, people think you're capable of it. So yeah, just don't, you know what I mean? Like you're valuable to us just as much as, you know, you appreciate the help that people are putting in.
Yeah, of course. And I feel like you know, still leaning into the role as such, because, you know, coming from an artist, being one of the crew of the artists to actually being management now, I think we're still finding our feet, making sure that those clear distinctions are kind of set up, and if
Oh
they
no,
need
absolutely.
things, we can kind of go sort that out. You know.
Yeah, I mean
I
that's,
understand. No,
yeah.
that I think that works. I think that works.
What? Be honest with me, Raiden.
Hmm.
I feel like there's always been a problem with Harlow.
In what sense?
She just seems to always have a problem.
I personally haven't had issues with Harlow,
Because you've never,
but
because you're the
that's from
kind
a
of person that
personal.
wouldn't, you know, wouldn't confront her. That's why. You know what I mean?
Well, like there hasn't been a reason for me to confront her about. Like I feel like I've been paid on time. I've had no real issues. She's communicated quite well with me. Maybe it's the other people that haven't received the same
Okay.
treatment, or just honestly the communication between how Harlow delivers things might just be read differently. That's my personal opinion.
Hmm.
She's been a great asset since I've been around, but I think she just kind of may just communicate differently to how
Okay.
others
Like I say,
read
without a shadow of a doubt,
the
she
situation.
is is and has been a great asset to MDMR. I think we just need to make sure everybody's on board the ship, you know, because the ship is going to set sail. And if people aren't, you know, fully on board, then they're going to get left
Mm.
behind. And, you know, we don't want to see that
No,
happen to anybody. Everybody that's in those positions that's been appointed by, you know, Saint as the new CEO, etc., you know, we trust that are there to do a job. And we just really do need to differentiate, you know, management, upper management with, you know, people at an artist level. Not that you can socialize, you can be friends, you can do whatever you want with them. But when it comes to the, you know, the fine detail about the way that this business is being ran, you know, things that happen in those management meetings need to be, I suppose, kept under wraps until we formulate ways that we're going to, you know, pass it down to, like I said, to the artists. And, you know, we need to, we can shoot the shit in those rooms, we can say whatever we want to say, you know, we're all management, we're all trusted, you know, but we need to make sure that
Mm.
we formulate the way that's going to be delivered to the artists, rather than just going off and saying kind of how we really feel. When people, like, you know, people are going to, you know, question you as CMO, people are going to question Harlow as CFO, people are going to question Bella as COO, Saint's going to be questioned, Jay's going to be, I'm going to be, you know what I mean? It happens. That's just the way it is. But we need to learn to take that as, you know, in our stride, and not lash out as individuals at, you know, and try and get one up on people just for the sake of doing it. And I feel like that might have come into play there, you know, when that was
Yeah.
communicated. But like I said, there's no drama. Like I said, we'll have a chat with what's it called, with Harlow, and just make sure
Yeah,
she's on the same
I
page.
think the biggest thing, all the artists are kind of just waiting for the dust to settle, and this big kind of group meeting that they're talking about. That I think the sooner that happens, I think the sooner everyone will kind of be a little bit more at ease, because it feels like there's still a little bit of tension around.